go, Tom.
Give it up for Tom, guys.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you all for coming here tonight in Teaneck, New Jersey at Absalom. This is my second time here, and the second time I'm performing poetry, so it's great to be here once again. I have two books. My name's Tom Satul, and I have two books. One entitled Sirius, and the other entitled Sonnet Sphere.
Take a copy of this one.
Okay, I'll give this to her. Thank you.
A copy of this.
Thanks,
all of
Sachin.
They will understand. Thank you.
Okay. So I have two books out. Sonnet Sphere, a book of sonnets, and Sirius, a book of sonnets, free verse, experimental, and villanelle poems. So I got some poems to read to you now from both collections. One entitled Living Our Raw Thoughts. Sometimes we do things we don't always mean. Our actions tell us what we really think. We could be the worst people ever seen. Our behavior puts our trust on the brink. As people begin to second guess us, we question our motives so privately. Our animal instincts make people cuss where they themselves behave so horribly. It's hard to think before we do something. Believe it or not, it's hard to react. Where people play citizens so soothing that they keep their own emotions intact. Thinking or doing, our brain works so much to make rash decisions, to live as such. Facing life alone. Facing life alone is what we all do. I'm stuck in a world with no assistance. We all need help, but there's no one around. Getting kicked in the ass by a big shoe doesn't always build your pain resistance. Facing life alone is what we all do. This planet has triple teams made for you. Nobody guards there to keep your distance. We all need help, but there's no one around. Brawling in massacres with no street crew, having no close friends can be a nuisance. Facing life alone is what we all do. You're home by yourself, fighting with the flu. Sickness and loneliness have congruence. We all need help, but there's no one around. On days where it's everyone versus you, it's time to carve out your great resilience. Facing life alone is what we do. We all need help, but there's no one around. Lights out. Sleep is like death, but you're still breathing, which means you can still get up again and live life while nodding off. Tiredness becomes a slower way of life where you can only hope to move as fast as you are while filled up with energy. Once your eyes get heavy, it's only a matter of time until the eyelids break down and the limbs run out of juice. That's when you must choose to either continue or call it a night. Lights out. Unleash the fury. I want to fight against my enemies, but first I would have to find a few fast. As the rage inside is a travesty, it's my boiling blood that resumes to last. The people who like to taunt me for sport better run faster than a jackrabbit. The war that I wage is my best resort. Thing is, my temper is a bad habit. All this angst and no one to use it on. I'm burning up from the inside and out. The heat I generate can last eons, while searching for trouble to gain some clout. As I seek a dark path of violence to empty out my rage, it sure makes sense. Unleash the fury. Tragedy in the batter's box. As I step into the oversized box, I put my bat onto my broad shoulders. I take a practice swing wearing black socks while showcasing my guns like big boulders. Popping out veins and sporting tree trunk legs, I'm sure to pose a threat with the big league fear. but the pitcher gives a stare at the kegs between the umpire's legs filled with beer. As he winds up for the opening pitch, my eyes grow big looking for that stitched ball, ready to swing to make his dugout bitch into solar orbit over the wall. But instead, the ball hits me in the head, only to see the heavens far ahead. Homer. In a city with no state lives a man who loves his family and hates his boss. He's lived a good life like no one else can, picking out drinking beer like one big hoss. Traveled through space, was a baseball mascot, even went touring with the Smashing Pumpkins. Quite the average man, he did a lot, especially kissing Lurleen Lumpkin. His adventurous spirit goes so far, living many lifetimes in only one, while driving the same plain pink beat-up car. After 30 years plus, he's still not done. With wife Marge, kids Bart, Lisa, and Maggie, for a balding fat guy, he's quite claggy. Purge and surge. Every time I feel upset or mad, I want to fight those who look to mock me. The more I'm enraged, I end up so sad. I get so mad that I want to flee. Boardroom, the cage, or yes, the parking lot. My blood will boil like scalding hot water. Wherever I go, whatever I got, for justice or sport, I'm your street martyr. With all this tension that I should repress, I yearn to embody a dirty bomb. The less self-control, the more I regress. With each single breath, I will learn to stay calm. Whether I feel the need to rest and purge, my good old temper will give me a surge. Untamed lion, steaming up from a hostile discretion, makes my mind fantasize about brawling, attempting to go a new direction. It's little to engage as it's our calling. Whether it's a stare down or a fist fight, one drop of poison sends me to the floor. I go balls to the wall, come see the light, express that untamed lion, feel it roar. I unleash my swords for the world to see as the flames build up like a bonfire. Exerting my force to a large degree, it'll be fun to watch down the wire. So, when you come to oppose me head on, face me until your fear of war is gone. Sonnet 147. Neighborhoods filled with warlords of the street barge their way into the world carelessly. Good or bad, these worlds are where we both meet, equally as they cross me rapidly. Our planet, with quick, brute ferocity, has become insurmountable for all. To face each other so furiously, with this at play, the world's about to fall. Fighting fire with fire, hate with hate, seeing us come together in one clash. Fatal actions like war may seal our fate. We fight endlessly and die in a flash. As our planet rages on with tension, we continue to absorb this friction. I just want to say that these were the books. When I wrote them, there was a lot going on, and this was during the COVID pandemic, where all these problems I had before then led me to finally write how I needed to feel to get this out in the open. It's just something that many people didn't know about, and very few people close by knew too much about. So it's like I just had to just get it out of my system. It was like I'm ready to throw up. I might as well just do it for maybe a few people to want to buy it. And if somebody discovers it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Exlibris.com, which any of you can go on the website and purchase a copy for $16.99, which means, yes, people are always trying to sell something. This may be, I mean, if you're interested to see anything like this, to read anything like this, as heavy as it is, then I guess that's up to you, but that's all I have for right now. I don't think I can do any more, but as far as I'm concerned, that's something that everybody goes through day in and day out. Like you're not alone feeling like this. It's like when you close the door, when you're behind closed doors, you're in your own room, your own closet of skeletons. That's just how you're gonna continue to feel, and then you just have to go back out and put that aside and just do whatever it is that you continue to do. It's like eventually you're gonna have to face that again and rearrange it and fix it and change it and do something different and face it head on. But it's like some days you have to do it privately, some days you might do it publicly. The bottom line is you're gonna have to do it sooner or later.
Woo.
Thanks again.
Give it up for Tom, guys. This went from being like an open mic to like a wisdom night. I'm just gonna